they're not looked upon as some of the top elite states. But these kids are hungry and they want it. They got that little slang about them when they talk. They sweat differently. They work differently. So it's important to me to try to stay here in this state. Yep, we got out-of-state scholarship. Yep, we can go to Florida, Georgia, Texas. We can go anywhere and get that player. But the kids down here, they cut differently, Rocky. Again, they sweat differently. They just different in a way that you like when you put them out there on the football field. It's just a different kind of hungry because they want to get out of the circumstance that they in right now. And the only way that they can do it is to play this game of football.
Yeah. Let me throw another thing out and just check it. Now, back in the day, they could only bring in at one time it was 8 to 10 out-of-state players. Is that still a standard in Mississippi? I gotta say this, and Rocky knows when I talk to my guys. Of course, you're one of my guys. Mississippi Delta don't hit a home run on the head coach. You know what I mean? And I look for you to do great things, man. But I just wanted to say that while I was thinking about it.
That's the conclusion that a lot of our followers and our listeners and the people that watch this show weekly, they believe. You make believers out of. Hey, coach, obviously you can coach it. That's what your record said. But hey, you got them believing, coach. You got them believing.
Yes, sir. We got them believing out here because the mantra is a new day. It's a new day.
Right.
It's a new day. It's a new day. And the administration, the players, and the community know that it's truly a new day down here in the Delta.
Yeah. Now, coach, do you do anything off? Well, how long you been the head coach now? What, 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Revitalize this place. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be really, really exciting. We're going to go from 1 bus to 2 buses, Coach Cole. They took the team on the road on 2 buses. On 1 bus, we get 2 buses. I said we can't ride like that. Offense on 1 bus, defense on the other bus. If you want to win, I need another bus.
Hey, let me ask you this here, Coach. I know usually junior college rosters are really thin, Coach.
Yes,
really
sir.
thin. How many of you guys going to carry on your roster this year?
You can't. The limit is 65. You can only carry 65. So, and again, the institution has to support this. So, Coach Cole, Rocky, you could appreciate this. They've never carried more than 45 in the last 4 years at Mississippi Delta. I'm 100% coming out the gate with 65. I'm going to have my gun fully loaded.
Now, let me ask you this, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Because, when you're in these situations, too, enrollment means a lot. Have they?
And I can call Jackson State and say, hey, I need to use your facility to do a walkthrough. Oh, Coach, no problem, Coach. No problem. What an experience my kids going to get to do a walkthrough down there at Ole Miss, Southern Miss, and Jackson State. I better be quiet for these teams.
Well, let me ask you this here, Coach. Let me ask you this here, Coach.
Yes, sir.
And this is just thinking out loud, so you can tell me if it's something you do. If you look in the portal, a kid that maybe, let's say at Southern Miss, he's entered the portal. He's a junior, or not a junior. Maybe he's a freshman. He enters the portal. Nobody picks him up. Can you call him and bring him to Mississippi Delta?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We want to do that. We want that kid, and we're gonna tell that kid we'll get you back to Southern Miss, or we'll get you somewhere else. How do I know that? Because we're gonna pick up the phone and we're gonna tell somebody else that you're down here. They wouldn't have told them that at Southern Miss. We're going to make the phone call down here, and they're going to pick the phone up because of who's calling them. So that's...
Oh, man, that's awesome information. I didn't know that looking in the portal cost the NCAA charge you to look in the portal.
Yeah, you can't just look in the portal. Nah.
Oh, man, Coach.
That was good. That was good information.
Yeah, that is good information because we was thinking it was open to anybody who wanted to look.
Yeah, it is. But you got all those kids names. No, I can't tell you why it's like that. You gotta have a membership and an ID. You gotta have something to look in the portal. You can't just Google portal right now and look in it. Unless it didn't change.
No, Coach. Well, I just thought the schools, an academic institution, would have access to it.
For it. Yeah, if they buy it, yeah, you can have access to it.
Coach, what are some of your goals that you set for your program this year? Coming in,
team that lose close, you want to be a team that win close, or you want to be a team that win big. And a competitive team will be somewhere where you lose close or you win close. You take it from there on which one of this team is going to be prepared to try to do in this next season.
Yeah. Coach, looking at now you came in the spring and you was the defensive coordinator. You know where you think you guys are talent wise, you know, and if you can make a run to the championship, you know, of course we don't ever put that out. You know, where you think and where do you think where some of the problems was why they only won 2 games?
You know, one of the things for us, and like I said, I think is my eyes and Coach Taylor, his eyes. We've been looking at Division I players. You know, I've been looking at Division I players for 20 years, and Coach Taylor's been looking at them for 10 plus years, and nothing of taking over. And we're gonna be competitive. He calling the offense, I'm calling the defense. So yeah, we think we
is this the
challenge.
coach? Is this the Coach Taylor that was at Alabama A&M?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's the offensive coordinator here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see how that got your attention?
yeah. He had a prolific offense. I know he had a kill glass. He was lighting it up. He was really lighting it up.
You heard what Coach Cole said about my quarterback that's on campus, didn't you?
So okay. So it's safe to say that the Mississippi Delta coaching staff is SWAC.
We think so. Yeah. I got all Division I coaches. Every one of my coaches coach Division I. Every one of them. They weren't high school coaches. They weren't rec coaches. They seen it. They done it. In fact, one of my assistant coaches played with LC Cole.
Feel comfortable sending their young men to
Yes,
learn
sir.
and grow from other quality men. So it's always refreshing to see that circumstance and situation materialize. And again,
definitely
you got the stamp.
That you pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You got the stamp from Coach Cole.
Attention to who we are. Like I said, I called Coach Cole 3 weeks ago. I told him I took the position, and he immediately said, "I need to get you on the show." And you know, this is for all of us. I'm a image of Coach Cole. We all been through this, man. Like I said, you got a bunch of us out there. One of my really good friends, Coach Ferrier. If Coach Ferrier was sitting in here, Coach Ferrier, he coached over at Morgan, coached at Kentucky State. He's been all around. It's just we got talented dudes out here. They just need an opportunity. But for me, I'm calling all of them. I call Coach Ferrier. I could ride them. You have to continue to communicate with these coaches, even when they don't respond back to you. Follow their games and say, congratulations on the win yesterday. Put the score in there so that they really know you saw you won yesterday, 21-7. Good job, whatever. Just communicate and network and just don't give up on it, because you'll find 1 or 2 coaches that'll call you back, that'll take your call, that'll write you back. That's what I would say for them to continue doing. But if you have any of them out there, tell them that want somebody who will take their call, have them call me. I'll return every single call from any coach that want to get in the business and pour into them as much as I can, because that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, it's so important that you have a coaching staff that's diverse, and that's even diverse in age and in experience. You can't have all young guys. You can't sit in the office and be the smartest in the room. Even teach that way no more. You're embarrassing me. You can't even teach little kids that no more. You know what I mean? And that's old school. And a lot of guys, what I found, Ernest and Rocky, was that's how we coach. We would have clinics and we would put you on the board.
Yes, sir.
And if the coaches that have left me or my brother or those situations have went on to be great coaches. Coaches that have it and took it as, oh man, you in here trying to embarrass me. Oh man, you mistreat me. No, I'm trying to make you a good coach. And that's what, to me, that we're hiring now. And, one would say, well, we're not getting those draft choices in the SWAC, or in the MAYAC. It's something behind that besides that these great players.
With 40,000 people watching and a 2 million at home watching, your job is to solve a problem that everybody sees.
Yes, sir.
And that problem may be Randy Moss, or you understand what I'm saying, Coach? You
Yes,
got to
sir.
have a solution to that problem. So it's funny to me that a guy would get offended
Well,
Yes,
let
sir.
me say this.
when you're asking him to solve a problem when it's just you and him. Because
Coach.
when it's 40,000 in the stands and 2 million watching, you can get embarrassed. That's called getting embarrassed if you ask me.
But Coach, it happens in the NFL. They don't look like us, but they don't say how terrible they are. It happens in the NFL,
Yes, sir.
Coach. You know what I'm saying? It just don't happen in the SWAC and in the MEAC. It happens in the NFL because somebody's husband or somebody's son-in-law don't got a major job in the NFL because they know somebody. That's why I started this show, and that's why
To hire again coaches who know and understand that stuff. It's not just about saying, "Hey, I'm coach. I'm the coach. I'm the coach." What are you teaching these young people? Because they're going to be asked a question when they move on to the next place. That's
when
what.
when I got the job at Texas Southern, I took a kid from Oklahoma State. Yeah, that wild Oklahoma State. I brought that kid down and started talking to him about cover 3, cover 2. Where you going to attack it? Where's the weak part? You know, what are they giving up? What are they trying to take away? This kid had no clue. That kid told me, because that's when, Ernest, you appreciate that. That's when you used to sit up at the line and then look over at the coach, and then they tell you where to throw the football at.
Right. Yes, sir.
You know why they could do that, Rocky? It's because they got the 5-star, 4-star athletes that make plays,
Yeah.
not get open and great.
Develop, and they're going to help us win. I don't give a crap if you know more than me or not. I don't have no. I already been to the national championship game. I done coached on 3 undefeated teams before. I know what it look like, smell like, feel
That's
like.
right.
So
That's right.
I don't have no intimidation about it. Most people are intimidated by me when I come in the room because of my personality. But I want them to ask me what to do. I want that opportunity. And I'm just trying to teach people around me how to be ready if the coach say, "Tell me right now." No, don't come back tomorrow. I'm not going to call you next week. Go right now. Put it up there.
Coach, I know you're a defensive guy, but I try to ask all coaches this question when they come on the show, when I get a chance. And I want to, because I want to understand it, Coach. Why is it that so many teams, I was just going to say the SWAC or HBCU football, but I'm going to say football as a whole.
How to look at it and be able to go out there and execute. That it's probably the hardest position to coach in football, and anybody can't coach quarterback. You really got to be a special guy to coach that position, in my opinion. And there are a lot of people, especially in some of these schools, who get that job because of what they look like or who they related to and things like that. Don't have anything to do with their ability to coach that quarterback.
Let me ask you this, because you guys are in the profession. I'll ask Coach Cole to chime in on this. A guy who's a scheme guy and a player developer, are they two different guys? Are they the same guy? Or are those two totally different skills?
You want to go first, Coach Cole?
When you say scheme, are you talking defensively or offensively?
No, I'm talking about like we're talking quarterback here, Coach. So we're saying
defenses are soft today. You know what I mean? Because you don't focus on run game. You know what I mean? When you bring in an extra guy in. So I think the RPO has made coaches, not coaches, but players lazy. When I watch 7-on-7, you know, our ref, you know, all over Arizona, the state of Arizona. And when I look at the quarterback, he doesn't get his depth back. You know, and he's sitting there and not getting where he goes. He's not being able to scoot up and pop. He don't know how to read coverages. Wide receivers don't understand releases, you know, inside, outside, getting your depth. It's a lot of things around the passing game, as Coach explained so much, that it just ain't being taught no more. And the worst thing I ever see is when they alternate a damn quarterback like they alternate the damn tailback or some secondary guy, like bringing a nickel guy in. That just blows my mind.
Right. And I also think to add to that, what you're teaching that kid, and are you teaching him about the fundamentals of how defenses line up, what you do, what can you do to make them line up a certain way, but what do they do when you make them line up that certain way? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Coach.
And the other thing, just to follow up, and Coach appreciate this, and I keep saying that, is defenses have caught up with that.
Yeah.
Now they're playing with athletes on the field.
Yeah.
You might have 5, 6 corners out on the field. And it doesn't mean a corner is a little guy. He might be, 6 foot,
Right.
220. That can run like, and he might be playing outside linebacker. And that's all. That's all that is now. Now defenses are playing with better athletes on the field. They ain't playing with them big linebackers back in the day, where one of them is a stuff guy. They don't do that now. They play with. If he got to teach those kids a lot of different looks. But if you just sit there and 2 by 2, you don't. Sometimes you don't know what they play.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You know
And
what I'm
most
saying?
all good offenses are running the zone, the inside and outside zone. But I would just tell you, if all corners being successful like that, one, if the defense don't know how to fit it, that could be an issue. But or they got some bad offensive linemen though. To be able to sit there and run zone all day, you got to have some linemen that can get a hat on the hat and cut some guys off. So they might be sitting pretty good.
I think that, Coach, I think their trouble was they were trying to fit it. And this is just my opinion. I'm no expert. They were trying to fit it, Coach. And even when they did fit it inside, the guys on the outside were so pass rush, they would just be able to bounce it and get in the inside of them, Coach. But it was interesting to watch them that night. Just run.
I was just great.
Coached by somebody who know what he's looking at to go against his defense.
Hey, Coach, we about to wrap this up, Coach. But we got to give you an opportunity if there's anything you'd like to say to anybody, man. It seems like our followers and our listeners have been enjoying your contribution to the show. I want to personally thank you for coming on. But if there's anything you'd like to say before you get out of here, please.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for having me on the show, and I hope y'all bring us back and take a look down here. Secondly, I want to thank my family, for just supporting me and giving me this opportunity to leave Florida and come down here and do something that I love, after spending 20 plus years in this space, but I want to say that to these kids, because my team is listening. I don't know if they clicked over when you told them to subscribe, but you can see that it's real. You can see that people out there believe, I respect Coach Cole. He's one of the most respected coaches in my network, and to be able to sit here and talk with him and conversate all night, I appreciate that, but just come and support us. Come look at Mississippi Delta Community.
He's a first-class individual, and he's been at the big time, man. And, I even hate to say it. I mean, he leave Alcorn and just couldn't climb back out, man, for some reason. I hate that, because the first thing they'll say, Rodney, is, when you coach HBCU, your career is dead. You know what I mean? And you say it so gracefully all the time. You keep up with the numbers. It happens. It's after you become a head coach at the HBCU realm, 80% of the time, you never get another head job, and really it's tough for you to get an assistant job. And I just can't see, if a guy can be a head coach, why can't he be an assistant coach on somebody's staff?
Coach, the guys that whether it be Coach Spears, now Coach John,
on coaching, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it should. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at the whole total picture. You just can't bounce it off of win and losses. You got to bounce it off of what he stands for. When he comes in and talk, what are the things that he's saying? What are the things that he's putting emphasis on? You can have a feeling of what kind of coach he is. But you have to have been there and seen that. And unfortunately, Rocky, everybody ain't a championship coach. Everybody ain't seen what a championship team is. When me and my brother is out, but and I'll be talking to some of my guys who worked up underneath us, and they're like, "Oh man, this team look like the '98 team. We gon' do well, man. This team look like the '99 team. This team look like your Texas Southern 2000 team. This team look like the long." So he picked them. You know, he let the guy think. You know, I know you going deep, but I'm gonna let you think I'm being beat, or let me get back. And when you stop and run that comeback, I'm gonna eat that ball up. You know what I mean? That's what a cerebral player is. You ain't gonna see Dion get beat on 3rd and long. He know you going long, and he gonna come up and make the tackle, or he gonna pick it off. You know, you might have a kid out there, oh, it's 3rd and long, and he's so tight, he don't even understand it's 3rd and long. So what he do? He bite on the hitch. On the hitch, Rocky. Then
On
next
3rd
thing you
and
know, they
long.
go deep. And you be like, damn, it's 3rd and long. That's the difference between a Deion Sanders, a defensive back, and somebody regularly on the defensive back.
Wait, when you said Coach Dion is literally, and this is, I know this is my point. And shout out to Dion. It seemed like he's recovered.
Like that, coach. They not like, most are not. That's why most don't win championships. You could talk to every championship coach, and they will sound alike and they will be alike. I guarantee you.
So,
just like I could sit and talk with a loser. And when I hear him talk and I hear him say things, and if he ain't talking about the little things and a bunch of little things, I can tell you he not a winner.
Coach, Coach, you say that, and I won't reveal any of it because I don't think it's important. But you told me things about guys very early in these last 2 seasons, and those guys are no longer in coaching right now. And you, and you heard them talk. You know, you didn't hear him for a long time. You heard him about 15, 20 minutes, and you were like,
I'm telling you, coach. I'm telling you.
And these guys were experienced. He never blamed players for anything. Never blamed players. Never blamed players for anything. And he was one of the guys that would openly, when they try to give him the credit for being a schematic football genius, he was like, hold up. I'm not very good at teaching average players how to play great. So I'm not going to take any credit for, or not, you know, for trying to make a average guy great. I recruited great players to play great. That's what I did. I wasn't taking, and he didn't make any excuses about that, coach. He wasn't like, he didn't like this. I got program guys. You know how guys do that old talk they do. Them program guys or whatever. He said I realized very early in my career that I try to coach good players to be. Speaking of cocky players, we're gonna talk about a confident coach that has already booked his interview for the upcoming season. Did you see that email, Coach?
Yes, I did.
Coach. So
yes,
we have Coach Tremaine Jackson, and I'll put it out, scheduled for August the 7th at 8 o'clock. He's the first one to book. He didn't. Shout out to Miss Thurston, because she facilitated the scheduling of Coach Jackson over at Prairie View, man. Coach Jackson ripped, ran, and ready to go, Coach. That email didn't last. I sent the email and it came right back. That's an inside joke between me and Coach Cole, because you know how tough it is sometimes to get those SIDs to respond to emails. Yeah. But Ms. Thurston, she responded right away. Also, shout out to the SID coach. Hey, Coach. So looks like we got next week. We're gonna take off, Coach. If nobody gets a job. If nobody, you know what I mean, we got next week, we can take off, and then we can get started here the following week, man. I'm looking forward to a great season, Coach. And we're putting together our schedule to the games we're going to go out and take a look at and grab some content and get old Coach on the field. Like I want to get Coach on the field again like we had him last year, Coach. Guys, you should have seen him on the field. He was, right before the game, he was right at home, Coach. He was right there at home on the field, talking to the coaches and the players, man. You was in your element then, Coach.
Ain't no question, man. I love it, boy. I love it. And, and that's the August 23rd, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So we definitely got to get to the game early and get down there on that field.
For sure. Coach, well, I'll let you take us out of here, man, Coach.
Man, again, I want to thank you guys. I know we've been
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.